Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My god, what a horror show yesterday after the CPI report. I was watching the CPI report at 8:30 a.m. in the morning yesterday, and my god, it was just like everything was high, rocket high inflation. I mean, I don't even have to watch the CPI report. I mean, I knew, like, when I go outside, I buy stuff, everything is just expensive. Like, gas is expensive, food is expensive, and the two most things that people use, right? Energy prices are high. It was just bad. And as Wall Street expected, high CPI numbers, and that's what it came, and they just sold off the market completely. I mean, there was just no buying at all, right? Just complete sell off. So in today's video, I want to show you where the market is headed next. I think we're going down another leg lower, and so there are key levels that you need to watch. And because I think we are going to find a bottom at some of these price levels that I'm going to show you in the technical analysis deep dive today. And we're also going to compare back to 2000 dot-com bust, because that's what it seems like to me, because of the high P ratios that we are trading at on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq. So it's going to be really interesting. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. Bye. So let's start with fear and greed index. Where are we? We are currently at 28 rating, so we are still in the fear zone. And so this is basically telling you about the market sentiment. What do investors think about the current market conditions? Everybody is fearful. We're not in extreme fear yet, but we were there last month. So we may get into that if the market heads more down and going into the Fed meeting. So we'll find out. So let's jump over to SPY, S&P 500 index. That's where the fun is, right? So we were down 2.91% on the day. I mean, let's look at a daily time frame. There was just no buying. It was just like sell, 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 right? We gapped below, and then we just never looked up. We just went straight down. Retesting. We're going to be retesting 3,800 level. And we already talked about that in the last video. So we may just even go, and there could be some buying, and we could head even lower. So everybody's talking about, we're going to go down to like pre-pandemic levels, okay? And we may go to that level. But it's really important for us to figure out where market is going to find a bottom. Like, this was a bottom, okay? Everybody understood that, okay, and we rallied just a little bit, not too much. We were expecting 4,300. If you've been watching my videos, it didn't happen, okay, but it could have happened, but it didn't, right? So now where are we gonna find another bottom like this? Do you think market's gonna start buying from here? It could, right? But we have next week another big news coming out. Mr. Powell is coming out, right? So I don't think market, or maybe we could see, long like doji, indecision candles, some little bit buying, but I think we may be just sitting at 3,800. I feel that. So the question is now, okay, if we go below 3,800, where are we going to stop, right? That's the big question, $1 million question. Where are we going to stop? So here's my analysis. And I've done that in the past, and I'll show you why it makes sense to me. And you do your own analysis, but I'll just tell you what I think and where the market's going to head next. So I think it's going to stop at 3,500, right? Here's why. If you guys know about the Elliott wave theory, so the market moves in waves. So let's do that. Okay, so our first move was basically this. All right, we moved down and then we rallied. Okay, so we take this leg and we extrapolate. Where did the market go? It was close to that. So if you want to take the wicks, it's probably going to give us a better idea. So if you go this, you go this, that's going to give you perfect, oops. Exactly, that's what it did, right? Now, where do you think market's going to go next? So we take this move, which was basically all the way till here, right? So we're going to take that move and we're going to say, okay, from here, where do we go next? We are going in that zone, 3,500, all right? So 3,500 also makes sense because that's going to be previous resistance, right? Become support at 3,500. What else makes sense here? So let's take a fib together, and I'm pretty sure it's going to line up with some of the fibs. So it lines up with 50 fib, right? So we're not just saying we feel like it's going to go 3,500. We have a couple of theories that prove, that makes sense that market might be going to 3,500. Why did market rally here? Does anybody know? Well, the reason I was calling that a bottom is because it was a 38 fib, right? And it's important, right? And then we had 150 EMA, right? And we were far down from the 20 EMA, right? So going to mean reversion, 38 fib, 150 EMA, a lot of things were lining up, right? And that's why market rallied. It didn't rally as much as we wanted, but it makes sense whatever it did, right? It's not like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's resistance here, but we were thinking it's going to fill the gap and it's going to go up. It didn't go there. But still, it made sense. Like previous resistance, yes, sell off, okay? So again, same thing's going to happen. I think it's going to go to 3,500. We're going to set around this 3,800 level in the Fed meeting, which is next Wednesday. Okay, we're going to be hovering around this level. As soon as the Fed interest rate, whatever the policy comes out, we're going to start heading down or we're going to start heading up. See, market is going to tell us what it wants to do, but we can predict, we can make an estimate where it's heading next. So I think it's going to go to 3,500. It may not, right? Anything can happen. I don't have a crystal ball, right? Nobody does. So, but I'm expecting 3,500 on the SPY if it makes a leg lower. If it breaks down below, if it just breaks down, if Monday is red, if it breaks down below 3,800, yes, we are heading into 3,500. All right, that's gonna make more sense to me. So where would I be buying? Where would I be buying? I'll be buying around this area, and not just immediately it hits and just buy. Well, I'll wait for this area, and I'll see the price action. It will make me feel, yeah, this is a bottom, not the bottom, and just buy, right? So also another thing, I had a trend line here. I mean, if you look at the trend line, I mean, see if the price comes in like this, it's probably gonna have support with this trend line. So that's the reason I think 3,500 makes sense to me for now, at least for the time being. And so I talked about in the introduction that we're gonna go back and look at the 2000 era .com bust. So that's what I want to show you where I was doing my analysis. So, and why things make sense. Right? Things have to make sense in the market. The moves have to make sense. Otherwise, not 100% of the time, but at least for majority of the time, right? Because if we go back and look and we say, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's so easy, right? So things make sense. You just have to look carefully. So the best resource is history, okay? Because you don't know what future is going to hold, but history may repeat, right? History repeats itself, right? If people don't learn from it. I mean, S&P 500, all the stocks, I mean, we're trading Nasdaq stocks just heavily high P ratio. I mean, even today, like stocks like Rivian, right? Didn't even make a vehicle or something, right? I mean, they started $100 billion valuation. Now they're what, at like $20 stock, $30. I mean, when things like this happen, this happens. So pretty much similar situation was in 2000 when .com bust, right? Nasdaq, S&P 500 fell like just crazy. This is what happened. The peak was 1,500. We came all the way down to 700. So 50% drawdown, okay? So let's see what happened. So we're going to do the similar theory. Okay, we're going to look at the Elliott wave theory, right? We're going to see if that makes sense. Okay. So the market had first leg down, right? It was at peak right here. It rallied a little bit, and now we're just going to see drawdowns because we're below the 20 weekly EMA. Okay, so we take this leg, right, and then we say, does it make sense? It does make sense, right? So now we say, what could be the next leg? So we say we take this leg, and we say it was this. I'm going to do this. It makes sense, right? You're very close to the bottom, right? So if it broke below this level, then you would have said, oh, a fourth leg. So it basically had 3 legs down. Where are we currently? We are currently in the or you can say first leg, second leg, we could be heading into third leg, or we could even go to fourth leg. Who knows, right? But Elliott wave theory makes sense in the 2000 crash as well, right? And where did we rally? See, look at it. We started rallying. The first rally happened at 3800 fib level, right? So I think we just had that. I think we had our first rally at 38 fib, right? 3800 is the 38 fib if you take from pandemic low, okay? So I think this is the first leg. This is going to be the second leg, and we're going to have another third leg, okay? And we may, some people are saying we could go to 2300. That's totally possible, right? But not now, okay? Don't have to think about that today. So we're currently in our first leg, like if we compare back to 2000, first leg, 238 fib, we rallied. They rallied hard, we just rallied just like petty, like just nothing, just 1 week rally, okay? So first leg down, 38 fib, it rallied. Did it rally 50 fib? Yeah, 50 fib, it rallied. Where is our 50 fib? It's at 3500. Is it gonna rally? Probably, right? And that's what we're projecting. First leg, second leg, rally. Where's it gonna stop? It's gonna stop right here at 3800. People are gonna start selling at 38, 3900 basically. It's gonna go up, boom, sell again. So it's a bear market, and every rallies are going to be sold off, right? Every rip rally, whatever, right? So it's going to go up, it's going to be sell off until we see a bottom or the bottom, like something like structure. We need to see the structure. We can't just go this V shape and then come back, right, and then just break that level. We need to see the structure. That's why we don't want these kind of impulsive moves. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, we see, look at this. V shape, up, bust. V shape, up, bust. We want to see consolidation. We want to see this. And that's when you see this kind of structure, that's when you think, okay, I'm ready to buy, because market is protecting the key levels at that time, right? So that's why it makes sense to me that market is going to go to 3500 if it breaks below 3800, and then we're going to see some buying pressure at 3500, and then we're going to rally to 3900, and then again sell off until we see some kind of structure here, and then we could say, yeah, that's the bottom, and we could just be headed up next. All right, so that's why, so this is really key, okay? We gotta have patience. We gotta watch, because Fed is coming out next week on the interest rate policies. There's a lot of stuff. There's just a lot of stuff, right? So just keep. I'm currently sitting back and just watching. All right. So yeah, that's the big thing. Okay. Now we're gonna see what happens to the Nasdaq. Pretty much similar thing. So Nasdaq, in my opinion, is gonna go to 9,700 level. Okay, that's not any fib, right? But still, I mean, look at that. It's going back to the pre-pandemic high. I mean, if you're new to the market, wouldn't you want prices to be at that level so you're able to buy? The problem is a lot of people are invested, and like me as well. I mean, I joined market. I mean, forget that. I mean, but the thing is, a lot of people are invested, and so they don't want the prices to go down because so. But yeah, I mean, the prices would be very cheaper to buy here. So I think Nasdaq is just heading down lower. It's another 10%. And if S&P goes 6%, Nasdaq can easily go 10%, 15%. So we're going to see what Nasdaq does, but it's looking very weak. Oh, look at that. So similar wave theory, it's pointing to 9,700. Let's look at DXY dollar index. So at this moment, it looks like dollar is just going to break out. Okay. Don't bet against that. I mean, it could break out, it may not, it could just, we'll find out what happens in next week. I mean, what does Fed do, right? Market really wants to bring inflation down. Everybody wants. So we just have to see dollar. If dollar breaks out, S&P is 100% going down to 3,500. If dollar breaks out, S&P is going down. Okay, just keep an eye on that. 10-year, everybody's watching this, and this is just going explosive. If it starts going up, S&P is going down to 3,500. That's just an inverse correlation. Okay, this is very, very key indicator. Everybody just keep watching. Okay. Um, let's look at VIX. Here's some interesting thing. I mean, VIX is not going as bad. I mean, look at this. They were selling, VIX is basically talking about the volatility in the S&P 500. It's talking about the fear. VIX is high, that means the market is fearful. Okay, so VIX actually didn't go up as high as I would have thought because the market is totally sold off, no buying. But still, the VIX didn't just get above this 30 range and be just bullish, right? It's making lower lows. So that's interesting. We're going to keep an eye on that. So let's move over to some of the stocks now. Let's start with Apple. So Apple, bro, Apple closed exactly at the line that I drew. Okay, so 137. If the market goes down, Apple is going to 120. That's what I think. Previous support, sorry, becomes resistance. Previous resistance becomes support, and it's going to find another support, and with 150 EMA as well. So Apple, I mean, any stock's not going to be bullish feeling at this moment, right? Everything feels like it's going to go down. So we'll have to expect if it goes down, it's going to find some buying pressure at 120. So let's look at Amazon. Amazon also a pretty bad day, 5.6% down on the Amazon stock. But here's an interesting thing I want to tell you. Like, where do I think Amazon's going next? I mean, Amazon was in this wide range, like consolidation, just, and it had some Wyckoff distribution, like Max Payne here. So so basically when the market does this, right, when a stock does this, it's basically in this region, okay? What we do is we take the move and we extrapolate. That's how I knew the 2000 price at Amazon makes sense, right? And that's why people started buying here. Now it's again retesting that. If we don't find buying pressure at $100, if we break below, we could go below and have Max Payne situation and come back up, right? I think Amazon would like to stick in this range. But if the market just falls, Amazon is going to fall with that because it's consumer discretionary, right? This is the sector that's going to take a big hit, right? This is like Tesla. It's discretionary. People don't need it. People want it, right? So it has things like that. So if it breaks below, and we definitely just see break below, and so where do we think it's going to head next? Again, look at the same move. It's going to go to $65, right? And is there anything else that supports that? Yeah, previous support, previous buying pressure. So we're going to head to $65 if that happens. But market could do what I was saying, Max Payne. So basically, the price could come down, and let's make it tiny, and then it could find buying pressure and could go back up, like what it did here. It went down and bought back up. So and this would be the Max Payne. So just keep an eye on that. I'm watching as well because I'm interested in buying Amazon at this price. So we'll keep looking at that every day. Let's move over to some of these semiconductor stocks. My favorite, Nvda, getting hammered. Again, same thing with Nvda. I mean, if we see a couple of days red, Nvda is going to be back to 150 level, which is going to be a buy zone. A lot of buying pressure here. It's really a key zone for Nvda to hold, and it did find the bottom there. Like if you look at the daily time frame, and we'll look at that. So very close. We have this massive gap in everywhere. S&P 500, Nasdaq, everywhere, right? So it needs to be filled. So could the market basically come down and just rally hard? Could that happen? It could, right? It could. It has to fill the gap, guys. And I should have pointed out when we were watching this SPY. So let's just quickly look at it. You got this big gap, okay? It needs to be filled. I mean, this needs to be filled, okay? So now I'm thinking about it. We could come down, and if we get a counter trend rally, right, before making a big move, we could go up, fill that gap, and just come down. Right. That would be good, at least, to fill that gap. We don't want to leave those gaps because it has to be filled at some point. So we'll find out. Let's move over to our stocks again. We checked out Nvda, AMD also not looking good. Just gonna quickly look at that. This is a trend line, so it definitely found some buying support here, but the market goes down. It could just open below and then find selling pressure here, and it could just go back to $85 again. Uh, uh, what to say? All right, let's move over to Tesla. All right, a lot of people buy Tesla. A lot of people are in Tesla. So Tesla is not looking good, but big news came out for the Tesla traders. Tesla is gonna seek investor approval for a 3-for-1 stock split, meaning whenever they announce, they haven't announced when the stock split is going to happen, but it could be around the July timeframe, right? Who knows? So basically, what they're saying is, if the stock splits, let's say on 25th of July, okay, then and let's say Tesla is trading at $700 at that time, so it's going to be 3:1, 700 divided by 3. Do the math, okay? That's what the price is going to be. So they haven't announced the date, but they have announced a stock split again. All right. So now let's move over to Bitcoin, where the crash is happening, right? So let's start with Ethereum for now. Bitcoin is holding up much better than Ethereum and Dogecoin, which I sometimes call it doggy coin. So Ethereum has fallen below, it's 8% down, and it's almost at $1,500 now. So let's look at weekly. Where do you think people are going to buy again Ethereum? I mean, there's no structure down here, guys. I mean, just be careful with these cryptos, okay? There's no structure. It's all based on sentiment. Everybody feels bullish, just goes up high. Everybody feels bearish, and it's traded by mostly retail. And if it falls below, everybody's gonna start selling, and then boom, we're down to $400. People are gonna buy that? Pretty much sure, yes. Right? So let's look at the big dog. That's the Bitcoin. That's what controls this crypto market. So I'm gonna switch over to dailies for it to make some sense. So it's basically fallen below the key level that was here. I mean, it hasn't closed. We have to wait for the daily close, but it's looking bad. All right. And if it closes below and starts to rally up, it's going to be met by sellers, bears in the market. It's going to go down lower and lower. So as I was telling you in the previous video, the last couple of videos, I don't like Bitcoin at this stage. It's just, I think it's Bitcoin winter. I think I just don't like it. I feel like Bitcoin's maybe heading to 19,000. I'm pretty sure it could go down there. I mean, 19,000 would make sense. Previous peak, previous resistance, buying support. I mean, it could happen. Just have to wait and watch. So, if you guys enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let me know your feedback in the comments below. Where do you think SPY and Nasdaq is heading below in the next couple of weeks? That would be very interesting to see your people's comments and opinions. That's all for now, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.